Nibelheim. After the initial opening scenes, in which you'll be controlling Zack, running along a linear pathway and killing soldiers, you'll be playing as Sephiroth against your first foe. You'll have a choice of 2 attacks, your standard slashing and your unique abilities with triangle. It's a pretty easy fight in truth, but it eases you into the combat nicely. Home sweet home. Controlling Cloud, you'll now be able to explore the town of Nibelheim. There are a few different people to talk to, but for now, head up the stairs to the right and follow the pathway around to find a chest just over a wooden fence. It's at the southern tip of the area. Inside holds 1x Mega Potion. Our actual target, though, is an inn in the middle of town, just to the west of the giant water tower, marked with a green diamond below. Press triangle to interact with the door. Inside the hotel, approach the mysterious man in the corner to find Zangan. After the initial bit of dialogue, you can speak to the innkeeper if you wish, but then head back outside. There are a couple of places to visit here to trigger memories. Fans of the franchise will know exactly what these speech marks signify. They are as follows. Head to the water tower and press triangle to climb the ladder. After watching the scene, approach the ladder and climb back down. Approach Tifa's house, east of the water tower, and select Yeah on the dialogue to enter the Lockhart residence. Go up the stairs and enter the door to the right. Inside is a chest which holds 1x ether. The opposite side of the landing is Tifa's room. Select Yes and enter the door. You can choose to approach the wardrobe if you wish and select Yes again for some optional dialogue. It's pretty funny and definitely worth doing. Next to Tifa's bed is a piano. Be sure to approach and press triangle to grab 1x sheet music, Tifa's theme. Now, you can choose to play the piano by picking Went to Town on it, which opens up a new minigame for Rebirth. If you tilt your analog sticks to the left and right, corresponding to the notes on the screen, you'll be able to play along to the chosen theme. Pressing the touchpad, you'll be able to bring up the music piece screen. Select Tifa's theme and play along. You can even change the note speed for a bigger challenge by pressing L1 and R1 on this screen. After you've had your full of piano tunes, leave the house and circle around anti-clockwise to reach Cloud's mom's house, pictured below. When you approach, be sure to select Ugh, fine at the door. With all of this done, return to the inn and head up the stairs. Approach Sephiroth to trigger another cutscene. The mission begins. When you gain control of Cloud, head forward and be sure to break any boxes you see to uncover hidden items. The boxes in front of you on this path hold a good deal of Mega Potions and High Potions. You can also hold a 2 to sprint while following Tifa. When you reach the fallen logs, be sure to press O to hop over them. Eventually you'll reach your first enemy encounter. Now you'll be playing as Cloud in combat, so be sure to use square to slash at enemies and follow the tutorials that show. Destroying the Insectoid Chimera will grant you 171 EXP, 1 AP, and 108 Gil. Happy trails! Continue along the path and make note of the combat tutorials, including First Strike and ATB commands. If you need an in-depth guide over combat, we have a handy accompanying article here. When a Velociraptor shows, be sure to take it out using a combination of O and square to get in close. Again, we have a separate guide on tackling flying enemies here if you wanted to check it out. Killing these will net you 268 EXP, 2 AP, and 253 Gil each. These guys are also weak to wind, which you'll find out after triggering a cutscene halfway up the hill. Here, there will be an optional tutorial around materia, but, more importantly, you'll gain 1x assess materia. It's definitely worth equipping this and getting used to using this against enemies so you can figure out their weaknesses. Continue on the path, breaking boxes and barrels to grab plenty of potions. As this is a flashback chapter, don't be shy about using these as they won't carry over to the present-day timeline. Bridge is out / new route. At the end of the pathway, the route will be blocked, so you'll need to follow Tifa back down the path. Approach the edge of the mountain route and press triangle to shimmy through to the other side. Follow Tifa and Sephiroth to the end and you'll make it into the Mako facility. Go up the stairs and take a right. Pick up 1x level boost materia. This handy materia can be equipped in a link materia slot and boost up the level of the adjacent materia. If you add it to either the healing, fire, or ice materia, it will improve the effects of each, so it's definitely worth doing. Continue through the facility and you'll be faced with an enemy called Screamer. These guys swing their arm around and in truth, they're great tools to test out your perfect blocks on. They also use a move called Hammer Throw, but they are weak to fire, so use that to your advantage. Killing this foe will also net you 366 EXP, 2 AP, and 84 gil. After the fight, open the chest just left of the stairwell to obtain 1x ether. Now, climb up the stairs and after Sephiroth warns not to breathe in Mako energy, head over to the Mako sucking machine, pictured below, and hold L2 to drag it into the larger room. Simply wheel it over to the large pockets of Mako energy on the ground. After getting rid of all three, the elevator doors will open. Head inside and then it'll open up to a new area. Southern Ridge, Summit Approach. Head along the linear path until you reach the helipad. When it starts raining, press forward, but before going up the hill, circle around to the right so you double back on yourself, and nestled on the left, you'll find a chest which holds 1x elixir, pictured below. Head back up the main path and cross the large wooden bridge. Halfway over, you'll trigger a cutscene. Sephiroth will now join the party. When he does, you'll also get a brief tutorial about climbing. It's pretty easy, simply approach the rock wall and leap by pressing the left analog stick up in the direction. You'll also know you can scale the wall by looking out for the yellow markings. At the top of the first wall, approach the bench. This will replenish your HP and MP in full, just like in the first part. There's also a HP up materia here too, just to the right of it. With Sephiroth in the party now as well, you can switch up who you fight as with L2 and R2. Each have their own fighting style and unique abilities, so go ahead and switch up as you fight through the caves ahead. You can also lock on with R3 as well. After defeating the Velocwings inside the cave, don't follow the main path just yet. Instead, follow the north path as it circles around to a new materia, 1x Orb of Empowerment materia. This materia will allow you to use physical and magic attack strengthening spells. Specifically, level 1 will let you cast Bravery. Its location is here. Return to the main path and head to the west, where you'll find a large Mako spring. Beware the gas. After the cutscene with Sephiroth, continue on the north pathway and defeat the enemies that show up. There are Velocwings and Screamers, but it should be quite straightforward, especially if you've been using your assess materia. Keep going up the path and it will guide you to the top of a cliff, up the scalable walls and to a beautiful view of the ocean to your left. Defeat the enemies up here and then traverse over the wooden bridge. Now, proceed down the ladder to the left rather than continuing on. There's a new materia down here called Magnify, which will basically allow any link materia to hit multiple targets. You can use this for buffing the party or damaging enemies, but either way, it's super useful. Head back up the ladder and approach the large arena ahead, where you'll have your first mini-boss fight. With Sephiroth in the party, this one's a piece of cake, but it works to introduce you to synergy attacks, which we cover in more detail within our combat article here. Zu is weak to wine, so be sure to use that to your advantage and try to get it staggered as quickly as possible. With it defeated, Zu will net you 601 EXP, 4 AP, and 331 gil. Head up the path and be sure to open the chest on the way, which holds 1x Mega Potion. Climb up the next ladder and after defeating the trio of enemies, turn west and hop over the rock faces until you find another materia, Precision Defense Focus. Equipping this will improve your blocking and, specifically, in your ability to perfect time them. With this collected, circle back around to that little arena with the monsters and climb the ladder. At the top you'll find plenty of breakable boxes holding items and another materia, autocast, on the left at the top of the stairs. Follow the path to the right and use the Mako sucking machine up here to clear the clouds of Mako once more. However, the cable isn't long enough to get all of it. Instead, follow the cable back to the machine and approach the metal doors just adjacent to that. Hold triangle to open them. With the doors open, use the Mako sucking machine to head through the doors and suck up the Mako energy on the other side. When you're done, the elevator doors will open, head inside and press triangle on the console. When you emerge in the new area, immediately head forward and circle around to the left to find another chest, which holds 1x elixir. Return to the main path and be sure to use the bench if you need to before descending the ladder. There's another chest at the bottom which holds 1x elixir. Our actual destination is at the top of the ladder just to the left of the bench. Before you proceed, it's a good idea to pair up your fire materia with your level boost materia to get an edge in the battle ahead. Head up this linear path and press triangle to open the door. Inside is a big boss waiting. Guardian. Reactor survey. When you gain control of Cloud, head up the stairs and into the facility. Enter the room on the right with 01 above and activate the elevator. When you emerge, head to the right and follow the path. When you climb down the ladder, walk along the hallway to trigger another cutscene. After this eerie cutscene, head back outside and approach the valve. Hold L2 and A2 to shut it off and keep holding when the triggers show. Go back inside and watch the cutscene. Sephiroth's whereabouts. Head down the stairs and speak to Zengen and the others in the inn. They'll give you the whereabouts of Sephiroth, who happens to be inside the mansion. Outside, follow the worried villagers as they head along to the Shinra Manor. Approach the doors and head inside. Turn left and approach the elevator, highlighted by the red circle of light on the ground. Press triangle to open the doors, and when you emerge in the basement, follow the linear pathway along until you reach Sephiroth. Village in turmoil. When you gain control of Cloud ahead, head forward along the linear path. When a log falls on you, you'll need to go and check on Mom. Limp slowly down into the village, all the way to the fallen logs. Turn back when your path is blocked and head inside the open house. Keep following the path back outside. When Sephiroth shows, follow the L2 and R2 prompts. Tifa comes calling. With the flashback over, watch the cutscene and then head over to the door and speak to Tifa. Follow Tifa as she heads up to the rooftop of the inn and then go back to your room and rest, concluding this first chapter.